President Obama had told us, look, man, if you elect me, I'm going to do massive immigration reform. If the Republicans aren't going along with it, I don't care. I'm going to do it by executive action. Okay? And that pledge worked to get him 71% of the Latino vote. By all accounts, that 71% put him over the top and was absolutely critical in making him the next president of the United States of America. And at least ensuring a second term, let alone what happened the first time around. So, what did he announce over the weekend? Well, let's go to Real Clear Politics. In a statement Saturday, the White House said Obama decided to wait until after the midterm elections to do immigration reform, but would act before the end of the year. Classic Obama. So now he's saying, well, I didn't mean I'm going to do reform right away. No, I got to wait till after the elections because the Republicans scare me. But don't worry, because Latino and immigration activists, I'm still with you. Right after the elections, I'll do the reform. So it's going to be after, but before the end of the year. So after the beginning of November, but before the end of December. Because he's going to have it, he's trying to assure everybody, I'm on your side. Here's half a piece of bread. Here's another half a loaf. Yes, I'm Obama. Everybody love me. Let's see how that turns out. He acknowledged that opposition from Republicans, coupled with public uncertainty about border security, rattled nervous Democratic candidates running in Republican-leaning states this year. So, now, it's not just President Obama. To be fair, there are other Democratic cowards running across the country who say, oh my God, I'm in a purple state. The other Republicans are going to say that I'm pro-immigrant. Please don't do it, President Obama. Now, there are a lot of Democrats who wanted him to do the reform and are pissed right now that he's not doing it. But Real Clear Politics explains, polls suggest Republicans have a strong chance of taking control of the Senate next year. So why don't we help them by agreeing with them? Genius idea. Because then the message that the voters will get is how wrong the Republicans are and how right the Democrats are, right? When Democrats, right before an election, panic and say, okay, we're not doing it. We agree with the Republicans. We're with the Republicans. Please vote for us. Brilliant political strategy. Now, earlier, what had the White House promised? White House senior advisor Dan Pfeiffer boasted in late July, that's just earlier this summer in fact, that Obama's bold actions planned this fall on immigration would demonstrate to voters, especially Latinos, which party had the better policies. He should not have bragged about that. We now know both parties have the same policy, the Republican policy. By the way, insert any policy you like here. It's not just on immigration. We've done this story about a dozen times on every kind of policy. Panic before an election, Democrats say, no, please, we agree with Republicans. So now, they explain why they did this move. Where party leaders and White House political advisors once thought the president's go-it-alone actions could goose turnout among Democratic voters, they came to believe that Obama might offer conservative voters one more reason to turn out in droves in November. Yeah. How stupid are these people? They're going to turn out anyway. They despise you. They despise President Obama. They despise the Democrats. Look at even that sentence. One more reason to turn out. So you screwed over an enormous and important part of your base, and now they might not turn out, just so you wouldn't give conservatives one more reason to turn out? Think about the logic of that. That's so profoundly stupid. So how are immigration activists and Latino community members taking this? To say not well is an understatement. Cristina Jimenez of United We Dream says, the president's latest broken promise is another slap to the face of the Latino and immigrant community. But I could literally give you 10 more quotes from half a dozen articles I read on this, saying disaster, insulting, offensive, disappointed, we're not going to show up to vote. Okay, all these different things. Why? Because he didn't want to anger the Republicans a little more. So, who's more important? Your own base that made you president or Republican voters? Well, let's find out. Now we go to the New York Times. the president and his top aides have concluded that an immigration announcement before November could anger conservatives across the country and possibly cripple Democratic efforts to retain control of the Senate and severely set back any hope for progress on a permanent immigration overhaul. Oh, you might anger the Republicans. How about angering your own base and disheartening them so they don't show up? They're worried about angering Republicans. Let me ask you a question. And you know the answer to this question. Even if you disagree with me on everything else or the rest of the story, you know the answer to this question. When's the last time a Republican came out and said, no, we shouldn't do that. What if we anger the liberals? Never happened. Never, ever, ever, ever happened, right? You see, what people like and what voters like is strength. George W. Bush was among the 12 dumbest people in the country. He got elected kind of twice. He served 2 terms as president of the United States. Why? Because he would come out and say, this is where I stand, okay? This is where I stand. Now, it might have been a lie, it might have been this, it might have been that, but he seemed strong. What do Democrats do? Oh, we wouldn't want to anger Republican voters. Of course you're supposed to anger Republican voters. You're in the other party. You're not supposed to kiss their ass. And if you do and you think that's great political strategy, you are an idiot. The White House and the Democratic Party is littered with these morons. So, did it work? Are the Republicans appeased? You know where this is going as well. New York Times reports on Saturday, Republicans quickly attacked Mr. Obama's decision. But of course they did. So now the Latinos are pissed, the immigrant activists are pissed. How about labor? Labor also wanted a deal. Labor is the most important get out the vote part of the Democratic Party. I mean, if you have a base, labor, right? Well, the head of the SEIU, Mary Kay Henry, said they too are, quote, deeply disheartened. Well played, Team Obama, well played, as always. You have deeply disheartened your own base and the people who would actually come out to vote for you, and you have encouraged the Republicans who have the same exact position towards you as they did a minute ago before you announced this asinine policy. And what have you gotten yourself? Not a damn thing. By the way, you might say, well, look, Cenk, it's easy for you to say that, but kowtowing to these immigrants is so unpopular in the country, you're being unrealistic. Really? Let's go to the numbers. According to the Pew Research Center, 69% of respondents say that young migrants, the ones that everybody's talking about at the border, oh my God, the young migrants came in. 69% of respondents said they should be with their family while their deportation cases proceed. In other words, 7 out of 10 Americans say, no, you shouldn't even keep them in those facilities. You should let them into our country to be with their family while their cases are being adjudicated. What happened? I thought the country hated these young immigrants and they were foaming at the mouth and they didn't want them let into the country. I thought that's why you were selling out to the Republicans. Genius. I'll give you another number. 56% say they support Central American migrants enrolling in public schools. They say not only can they come, not only can they enter the country and stay with their family, but they can enroll in public schools. That's the majority of the country. To which the Obama team replies, purple state. Oh, no, but in that particular state we might lose. I've totally screwed over my entire base, and the reason I won the last election, I've done all these things and I've burned our house on fire, but in one purple state, we think that there might have been one poll that was in our favor because we didn't want to anger the Republicans. Losers. Okay, I'm not done yet. You're going to love this one. This is the ending. It comes from Real Clear Politics. Democratic pollsters and political analysts have told Real Clear Politics they believe comprehensive immigration reform legislation will not have a serious chance until 2017, after the presidential election and a new Congress is in place. So, Obama's brilliant three-dimensional chess is, maybe you'll get it done after I leave. If that isn't pathetic, I don't know what is.